Hey guys, today is Saturday and I figured I would just kind of give you a little bit of an update today and not have this be like a weekly vlog or anything, just kind of an update. Today is the first day that I went ahead and put on makeup and got dressed, and I mean, I've been getting dressed every day, but normally just like gym clothes and stuff, because I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree and Walmart, but I really want to talk, so I figured I would just take you guys with me on the car ride and kind of just give you an update and kind of explain a little bit with what happened with Nathan. I'm not sure if I did a very good job of explaining that last week. Today I'm going to try. Yesterday I tried so hard to make it be the first day of not crying, and I failed. But it wasn't as bad yesterday, and so today I figured I'll try again. So I think I will start by showing you, I'm still waiting on some frames for some pictures of him, but I'll show you just one little section, like a little honor section. So right here is where Nathan's toy box was. And so inside here is his blanket, his collar, his favorite toys, some things like that that we can just have and take out if we want to. And then I have a couple of pictures that are like goofy, because I thought, this would be a good thing to put by his toys, just, goofy little things. So this one where he's got a little bow on his head, and this one where he got underneath the chair cover, because he's such a silly boy. But that really brings me joy to get to see my little buddy. And then we don't have his ashes back yet, but I do have an urn already, and I'll show that to you also. I need both hands. I had to get it out of the packaging, or out of this like soft thing. So this is wood, and then when we get his ashes, you unscrew the back and you put them inside. And then I'm going to have this in a place for him. So this is his urn. So this morning I went ahead and did the Bonjour Jolie unboxing. Did I say that already? Because I've had the box for almost a week and I just have not felt like doing it. I still didn't feel like doing it actually, but I went ahead and got it done because I have people that like to see the videos. That's like maybe the only thing that they come to my channel for. So I didn't want to disappoint them because, they're loyal with coming to watch the videos. So I'm actually uploading that right now on my phone. So once that gets done with the internet, then I'm going to head out and I will talk to you in the car. When I opened the garage door, I scared a squirrel. Nathan he was always watching outside the screen door, and squirrels were like, he would bark at him. He didn't have a problem with birds, but squirrels he used to like to bark at. So, you all that have followed me, you know that Nathan had been diagnosed with Cushing's disease not quite 4 months ago, and that was kind of scary because he was having these symptoms, and then he also got a bladder infection, and so we had ended up taking him to the emergency vet, and they were treating him for the bladder infection, and then we took him to his regular vet like the next day, and that's when they ran a bunch of tests and determined that he had Cushing's disease. And his particular Cushing's disease is like a tumor on the pituitary gland or the adrenal gland. For him it was the pituitary gland, and normally it's a tumor that doesn't grow, it's just there, but it causes them to produce too much cortisol, which makes them drink a ton of water, which in turn makes them, pee a lot. There's, a few symptoms, but usually it can be controlled with medication. And so he was on medication, and it worked for like, I want to say almost 3 months, or actually it did work for 3 months, I think. And then it's like all of a sudden, it was like from one day to the next, he started going downhill. He didn't want to eat. He stopped playing. I mean, up until then, it's like he was still doing his normal, playing with his toys, wanting to do fetch, he was just him. So we took him back to the vet, and they ran some more tests, and he said, well, it looks like we need to increase the dosage of the medicine, because he was still producing, it's like after they had tested him after he'd been on the medicine and everything seemed to be working, it's like it had stopped working. So he increased the medication. Well, he took 7 days of the medication, and even that was kind of a struggle because he just had no appetite. And so I was doing everything I could think of to get him to eat. I bought soft food. I was cooking him scrambled eggs. I made him, we would even feed him people food if he would beg for it, just anything to get him to eat, because he was losing weight and he was losing it quickly. And that was really scary. And after 7 days, we just quit giving him the medicine because and that was like a Friday was the last day. And it just, because I was afraid that the medicine was hurting him, that maybe it was the medicine. And so from after that Friday, we stopped giving him the medicine. And what I had read online was it seems like if you stop giving them medicine, it's like almost, it gets out of their system really quickly. But it didn't seem like it was. I mean, long story short, I don't know. It wasn't the medicine. Overall, at the end of the story, it wasn't the medicine. So, and then also, in addition to not having an appetite, he started having problems with weakness. Like he couldn't jump anymore. He even had a hard time coming in and out of the back door. And I thought that it had to do with lack of food, because we could only get him to eat just a little bit. You guys know I went and bought him yogurt, string cheese. I mean, I was just trying everything. And at first it worked, at first it worked, and then nothing was working. And Sunday, I was talking to my son, my youngest, and we were talking about just things that Nathan goes crazy for. Chicken was one of them. And he's like, well, why don't you try chicken? And so I bought chicken breasts, I cooked them, I shredded them up. While I was shredding it, he came in the kitchen and he was like, sniffing the air, and he seemed like really excited, wagging his little tail and everything. And I thought, oh, finally we found the trick, we found it. And so I didn't want to give him too much, so I was just giving him like an ounce at a time. And the first little batch of chicken I gave him, he ate himself, but I noticed on Sunday, even while he was eating that chicken, he was acting like he couldn't see it. And he was even kind of acting like he couldn't see us. Like he would look at you, but he wasn't really looking at you, if that makes sense. And he was, he just wanted to sleep all the time. Sorry, big bump. And I'm going the wrong way. I'm going to work. Okay, so instead of going to the Dollar Tree and everything in Harrisonville, which is what I was going to do, I'll go to the one off 150. My brain is not working. It just isn't. But so yeah, I'm going to work. So I'll go to 150. Well, they got a Walmart out there too, so instead of turning around. But anyway, even when he would go to drink his water, he was kind of like sniffing around the bowl, even the wall, before he would finally find the water. But I still was holding out hope because he ate that chicken, and I was thinking he just needs energy. So then later in the day, I fed him some more chicken, but at that point he wouldn't eat it off the plate. I was having to hand feed it to him, and he'd take it and everything, but it's like he couldn't see it. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like his senses weren't there. And Sunday, I just wasn't. I told my husband I don't feel right. Well, so Sunday we went to bed like we always do, it's like, and Nathan always, he knew night night. That's like, he knew those words, and you'd say, you ready to go night night? And he'd, he'd roll over on his back and want you to pick him up. He'd like roll over on his back and like do this with his paw, and he'd want you to pick him up, or he would just kind of hop down off the love seat, because that's usually where he was, right next to me. Wherever I was, he was. And just trot down the hall, all ready to go to bed. Well, he didn't do either of those things. It's like he kind of he stood up. And so I helped him get down off the love seat, and he started walking back towards the bedroom. And you could tell he just really, it's like he just couldn't see right. And normally also he would, like, on the side of the bed, he'd kind of raise himself up and wait for you to pick him up, and then when you'd go to pick him, he'd hop like he was helping you pick him up. And he didn't do that, so I put him in bed, and he plopped down to go to sleep. And both Sunday morning and Monday morning, I was up really super early in the morning because he couldn't sleep the whole night anymore because he was drinking so much water he had to go potty. And so Sunday morning, I'd gotten up with him at 3:30 in the morning, and then I just stayed up. And then Monday morning, I got up with him. It was either 2:30 or 2:45, and let him outside to go potty. And he came in. It's like he came back to the door. I turned the back porch light on so he could see, what I thought, and because he always was able to make his way back. And then as soon as he came in, he threw up on the floor, and it was the chicken. It was like the chicken hadn't even digested at all. It looked exactly like it did when it went in. And then I looked outside, and I saw he had also thrown up outside. So it's like he threw up everything he had eaten on Sunday. And he was so weak that I stayed up with him. Just me and him, sitting on the love seat, just loving on him. I'm not gonna cry. Then, when it's time to make coffee, I got up, made coffee, and it's like, I'm not gonna go into work today. I'm gonna take him to the vet. And you guys know from last week's vlog, that's what I did. I took him to the vet. The vet gave him something to enhance his appetite. The vet was thinking that it might be something neurological. At that point, he told me he thought it might be something neurological. The vet also noticed that Nathan was having a hard time swallowing, which he also said seemed like something neurological. But he went ahead and tried. He gave him a shot to increase his appetite. He gave me a prescription for pills to increase his appetite, but he said don't get the pills filled or give them to him or anything until he actually has an appetite. He wasn't into trying to shove medicine down his throat or anything like that, which, I wouldn't have wanted to do that. And so I took him home. And then not very much longer after I got him home, it's like he wasn't improving at all. He just wanted to sleep, eat water, and pee. That's it. He'd sleep, he'd get up, or not eat water, drink water, get up to drink water, go outside, and it was just that same cycle. Well then, and he also was like going in different areas of the house to sleep, like the bathroom or whatever. Or if I picked him up and put him wherever I was, he was, except a couple of times he was. The one time I noticed, or he was up at that front door. He kept going up to the front door. Well, then I smelled like this really bad smell. And I went up to the front, and he wasn't there, but I could see where he had diarrhea all over the rug. And then he went into the bathroom. That's where we had his puppy pads for when he would have accidents. And he was just kind of sleeping in there, laying there. And so the rug was not salvageable, so I just kind of rolled it up and put it in the back. And then I called the vet, and I says he just had diarrhea. Did that shot cause that? You know, the shot that he'd given him to increase his appetite. And he said, no, that doesn't cause that. Bring him back up. So I took him back up. They gave him a shot of B12. They gave him another shot that was supposed to kind of help perk him up. And he said, call me if he doesn't perk up in 2 or 3 hours. It did nothing. He just got even more lethargic. And the vet didn't call. The vet didn't end up calling, so I called the vet, and she says, well, he's with a patient right now. He'll call you after he's done. Well, he never did. I mean, I'm not going to fault the vet. He was a good vet. He took a lot of good care of Nathan over the, that vet office over the years. It's always where we took Nathan. And Nathan's not his only patient. So anyway, I never got a call from the vet. Monday, I just knew that nothing we did was going to work. So my husband got home from work. I had been crying pretty much the entire day. I did the whole night. I just kept petting and loving on Nathan. So we had decided Tuesday we're going to take him back to the vet. Brian said, see if you can make an appointment to where I can be there, because we really had a feeling that we wouldn't be bringing him home on Tuesday. So got him to the vet. The vet was looking at his eyes, and his eyes are completely dilated. He wasn't able to swallow. His breathing was horrible. He had his little nose had mucus all over it. He couldn't swallow. He was so weak. And so, honest to goodness, it was either take him home and starve, or give him the dignity and let him go. So I'm over here by where the Dollar Tree, and there's also this nice big Target over here, which I don't really need to go to Target. I might go over there anyway because I kind of like them better than Walmart. But there's also a big Walmart. Or maybe I'll just go to the Dollar Tree and then go to the Walmart close to home. So I'm there. So I'm not going to go into details about that part, but I mean a little bit, I guess. We made the decision. Then they go ahead and ask you, so that you can get the financials done. So once everything's done, you can just leave. You don't have to be standing there trying to pay a bill and everything, because you go ahead and make the arrangements for whether or not you want to take your pet home to bury them at home, or if you want to have them cremated and you get the individual ashes back, or if you want to have them cremated and you don't get anything back. And the most expensive one is, you know, to get the cremation and you get the ashes back, and that's the one we went with, which to me it was $199, and I didn't think that was expensive. I mean, it was worth it. And then also, I paid to get a terracotta paw print, so we'll be getting that also. But I'm gonna have to wait to talk a little bit more, because I can tell I'm not gonna be able to talk. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and go into Dollar Tree, even though this really isn't the one I wanted to come to, and see if there's anything in here I want, and then I will talk some more. Okay, so I just talked for probably 10 minutes without having this on. So just to wrap up what happened with Nathan, we made the decision to let him go. We stayed with him until the very end, and now he's gone. So I am just trying my best to think of all the good times. And before I go down that path too much, because look what it's doing. I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying. I wanted to tell you guys thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much to those of you who have left such sweet comments, and some of you even sharing your stories because you've been through this before too. You understand that to us, our pets aren't just a pet, you know, they're our family. And I feel like they're even more than than family, because they love us unconditionally. They're always there for us. And I feel like I don't know, I went through a lot with Nathan in my life, and he was there. And I love that dog so much. And here I go again. So I'm going to have to get myself together again. I did decide to come to Walmart. I thought about going to the Target that was right next door, but I'll spend more, and I need to get like regular groceries and stuff, and I would rather not buy those at Target. I'd rather do that at Walmart. I can't believe I sat and recorded on this thing, or no, I thought I was. I talked to it and did not record. I don't know. This whole last week, I actually did work from home. I didn't take any work off. I thought that would help me keep my mind off of things. It didn't. I've been trying really hard to think of all the good things. And I think I want to go back through all my vlogs and, you know, over time, and find the ones that Nathan was in. Seeing him, and not the last few days of his life. I don't want to remember him that way. I want to remember him the way he was 99% of the time, my little buddy. So Okay, so like I said, boy, this is gonna take me a long time, isn't it? But again, just thank you guys so much. You're always there for me when I need to talk. And I know that I'm really just talking to a phone, but when you guys leave comments and stuff, I really do feel the care. I really, really do. And I just appreciate that so much. And so, yeah, I did order, you know, some pictures. I went through my pictures and got some snapshots from Walgreens, and like I got the picture for his urn and the 2 pictures that I put on top of his little memory box, and gosh, he was such a cute little buddy. And so I have some frames that I ordered from Amazon that are supposed to come today. Just kind of, you know, put his picture around the house. But, so yeah, I'm gonna go into Walmart, get my groceries, and then I'll wrap this up. I meant this to be really super short, but I just really feel like I needed to talk. So yeah, I'll talk to you again in, for you it'll just be seconds. Okay guys, I'm done in Walmart. Time to head home, and let's see if I can get through the rest of this. So, it has been extremely difficult for me. Sometimes I feel like I'm never going to be happy again. I really do feel like that sometimes. The logical part of my brain knows that I will be. But, you know, it's just been a few days, and there are just so many reminders. You know, there's so much that's a part, this thing is coming off my head. There's so much a part that of my everyday daily routine that Nathan was a part of. And so there's a lot of different, like, firsts. You know, the first time, like today, for example, it's Saturday. Normally on Saturday mornings, I'd get up, go potty, make some coffee, and then me and Brian and Nathan would all come back to bed. We would watch, like, one of the shows that we record, like Flea Market Flip or Trading Spaces, or, you know, just some kind of shows like that. And that was like belly rub time and ear rub time, and Nate'd get belly rubs and ear rubs, and then, you know, like if you stopped rubbing his belly, he'd like do this with his paw to get you to keep going. And so that's been hard. Even taking a shower or a bath, you know, he used to sit out and wait for me. Just all the different things. Getting him food in the morning, filling up his water bowl in the morning and the afternoon. All those things. Taking him on walks, taking him for car rides, just sitting and watching TV together. Wednesday was hard for me because me and Nate used to be us. You know, the 2 of us on Wednesdays. Brian would go play pool. Me and Nate would go watch our ghosty shows. Didn't have him this time. All that different stuff. I just miss him. So does Brian. So, by the way, if you are interested, Nathan has his own Facebook page. He's had it since 2010. He wasn't always the best at posting on it, but he did pretty good. So there's quite a few pictures, and there's a few videos. And there's a letter that I wrote to him on there. But his Facebook page is called Nate the Dog. So N-A-T-E, Nate the Dog. And it'd be awesome if you're on Facebook, it'd be awesome if you go out and look at his page. I have actually gone to look at it, and it brings back good memories. Just the way he used to play with his toys would be really funny too. You know, even the things that irritate you about your pet, I miss them. His little muddy footprints, you know, having to mop so much like in the winter and on rainy days, mopping up those little muddy footprints. How he would pick the perfect time. It's like as soon as we would sit down to eat, or as soon as we would sit down to watch a television show, it's like, oh, let's play the bark squeak game. You know, so we would stop whatever we were doing to play with him, and or having to trick him to come inside sometimes, because he used to like to sit outside. And so we'd have to like ring the doorbell or something to trick him to come in. Or how he would, on Fridays, beg for extra treats because he knew I worked from home, and all those things that I miss. And I know eventually the sadness will fade, and I'll just be thinking about the happy memories. You know, it's the same with people in my life who have passed away. Like my brother, for example, I can think about happy things with him now, or things when we were a kid, or I can look at his picture and not cry, and that kind of stuff. And it's just been, you know, it's almost been worse with Nathan. My grief. And it's affecting me physically. I'm having a really hard time eating. For 5 days, all I had, 4 days, all I had was 2 bananas in 4 days. It's like, I'm just not hungry. Yesterday I had to make myself. Brian was like, let's go to Panera. So I got a salad, and you know, like one of the little rolls that they have, and I got a cookie too. But I had to make myself eat it, because I keep thinking how he couldn't eat. Here I go. I keep thinking how Nathan could not eat, and I feel guilty eating. That's stupid, I know. Okay, stop. I don't want to cry today. I want to have a day with no tears. I know my appetite will come back. The logical side of me knows these things. The grieving side of me just needs to grieve. So, anyway, I know a lot of you guys love Nate too, seeing him in the videos and everything, and you saw what a special dog he was. Anyway, I guess I will keep driving home. I don't know if Brian has anything on the agenda. We had talked about maybe going to see a movie or something, you know, just to kind of get out of this headspace. But I just really needed to talk. And for those of you that listen to me, thank you so much. Thank you again. Even if you haven't left a comment and you're just sending me good vibes, thank you. I really appreciate it. When I first started doing these vlogs, wasn't quite so sure about them. Sometimes I'm still not, because I really do think that it's just, I feel like it's the same thing over and over. And I know that a lot of you, well, probably not even watching, people that aren't even watching, that they don't get that big of views and stuff, but for the ones who do stick around, I really appreciate it. And I will get back to normal. I know I will. I'm gonna vlog next week. There'll be a couple more days that go by. There's still gonna be hard times. It's gonna be hard when we pick the ashes up, just all these things. But thanks again, just for everything. And check out Nate the dog on Facebook. He would appreciate it. He was kind of funny sometimes. But that's it for now, and thank you for listening.